Act 1. The Ghost of Grayskull. Night lay heavy over Castle Grayskull. The 3 moons of Eternia cast a pale glow upon its ancient walls. There, Orko and a handful of royal guards kept watch, when suddenly a spectral figure emerged from the mist. It was Scareglow, shining with cold, ghostly fire. "Hear me!" cried the spirit. "I was once the true protector of Eternia. I was betrayed by my brother, Skeletor, who cast me into the shadows between dimensions, and now sits upon the throne." When Prince Adam arrived, the ghost spoke to him alone. "Remember me." Scareglow revealed the truth. Skeletor had betrayed him in order to seize the power of Grayskull for himself. Adam swore revenge. "The time is out of joint," he said darkly. "Oh, cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right." Act 2. To be or not to be He-Man. Prince Adam stands alone upon the battlements of Castle Grayskull. The winds of Eternia howl across the vast plains below. In the distance, Snake Mountain rises against the dark horizon. He gazes upon his power sword and speaks. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune hurled from the shadows of Snake Mountain, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To live, to fight, no more. And by a fight to say we end the heartache and 1,000 wounds that flashes hereto upon Eternia. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub, for in that sleep of death where dreams may come, when we have laid aside the power of Grayskull and departed from the halls of this world must give us pause. There lies the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the burdens of the ages, the lies of tyrants, the schemes of Skeletor, the mockery of the powerful, the pain of lost love, the disappointment of loyal friends, the betrayal of those once trusted, and the endless battles that no sword can ever finally resolve? Who would carry such a load, sweating beneath a very suit of armor, were it not for the dread of something after death, that undiscovered country, beyond the mists of the mystic mountains, beyond the gates of Saturnia, beyond even the wisdom of the sorceress herself, a realm from whose borders no traveler returns, save perhaps spirits such as Scareglow, who come only to bring fresh mysteries. That unknown fate confounds the will. It makes cowards of heroes. It causes even the strongest arm to tremble. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sickled over with a pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment lose their current and their name of action. Yet what is a prince if he abandons his duty? What is the guardian of Grayskull if he retreats before the darkness? What is He-Man if Adam loses his courage? Perhaps true bravery is not the absence of doubt, but the will to move forward despite it. Perhaps the power of Grayskull is not the strength of muscle, nor the brilliance of the sword of power, nor the lightning that rends the heavens. Perhaps it is the power to choose the right path when every road is hidden by shadow. For Eternia needs more than a warrior. It needs hope, It needs truth. It needs someone willing to stand against evil, even when fear dwells within his own heart. Then let it be so. If destiny calls me to battle, let it not find me hesitating. If Skeletor brings darkness, let him behold the light of Grayskull. And if my path leads to ruin, then let it at least be said, he knew fear and fought none the less. By the power of Grayskull! Adam was now determined to act, but the sorceress, who in this tale took the role of his mother, seemed blind to the truth. She trusted Skeletor and believed his promises. Man-at-Arms, the kingdom's loyal counselor, constantly involved himself in Adam's affairs. His daughter, Teela, loved Adam deeply, yet the prince pushed her away. "Get thee to a nunnery," he cried in bitterness. Teela's heart was broken. Meanwhile, the two heads of Tubad watched from the shadows. Skeletor had sent them to uncover Adam's secrets. "What's he thinking?" asked one head. "No idea," answered the other. "Then let's keep spying." A dark chamber within Castle Grayskull. Torchlight flickers uneasily against ancient stone walls. Skeletor stands alone before the throne. Through a towering window, the moons of Eternia cast pale light across the floor. In the distance, thunder rolls above the mystic mountains. "Oh, my offense is rank. It smells to heaven. It bears the oldest mark of treachery, the murder of a brother. Scareglow, Randor. Even now his name pursues me like a spirit wandering between worlds. I wanted power. I wanted the secrets of Grayskull. I wanted to rule Eternia, not as a servant, not as a seeker, but as its master. And so I did what no spell, no sword, no power in the universe can ever undo. I betrayed my own blood. Can one be forgiven and still retain the fruits of crime? Can such a thing be? Perhaps in the corrupted dealings of this world. Here on Eternia, strength is often mistaken for justice. Gold may purchase loyalty, and power can silence truth. But before the ancient powers of Grayskull, it is not so. There no deception survives. There every deed stands naked before judgment. There the magic knows the name of every sin. What remains for me then? Shall I pray for mercy? For what? For the murder? For the betrayal? For the crown? For dominion over Eternia? For the sorceress who stands beside me? How can I ask forgiveness and still keep all that my crime has won? It cannot be. Can a thief seek pardon while clutching the stolen treasure? Can a tyrant beg for purity while seated upon a stolen throne? No, no. My words may rise upward, but my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never reach the heavens. And yet, sometimes I wonder whether the power of Grayskull could ever truly have been mine. Whether all these years I have pursued nothing more than a shadow. Adam possesses something I've never understood. Something neither magic nor force can ever obtain. Hope, trust, friendship, the loyalty of those who follow him by choice. No, what am I saying? These are weaknesses, pleasant dreams for fools and heroes. Power belongs to those strong enough to seize it. It has always been so. It must always be so. And yet, why then does my soul tremble? Why do I still hear my brother's voice echoing through the halls of night? Why do I see his spectral face in every bolt of lightning that strikes above Grayskull? Why do I fear a judgment I refuse to believe in? O ancient powers of Eternia, if any mercy yet exists, show me the path to forgiveness. But how shall I walk that path when every step demands that I surrender all I have ever desired? No, I cannot. Not the crown, not the power, not Grayskull, not Eternia. Not now, perhaps not ever. My words may reach toward the stars, but my heart remains chained to the shadows. And where the heart remains, there destiny follows. He turns toward the distant silhouette of Snake Mountain. The hesitation fades from his face. The brief spark of remorse dies, and the Lord of Destruction returns. Then let judgment come. I shall meet it armed. He exits. The torches flicker and die. Thunder shakes the ancient walls of Castle Grayskull. Act 3. The Prince's Trap. Adam devised a plan. He arranged a theatrical performance that reenacted the betrayal of the ghostly king. Throughout the play, he watched Skeletor closely. When the actor portraying the villain poisoned the king, Skeletor suddenly leapt to his feet. "Enough!" he shouted, and stormed from the hall. Adam smiled grimly. "The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king." And indeed, Skeletor had revealed his guilt. Later, Adam entered the chambers of the sorceress. Hidden behind a tapestry, Men-at-Arms listened in secret. Adam heard a noise. "Aha! A rat!" Drawing his power sword, he struck. Man-at-Arms fell mortally wounded. The tragedy had truly begun. Act 4. Madness and Mourning. Tila could not bear the loss of her father. She wandered the gardens of Eternia, singing sorrowful songs of the mystic mountains and brighter days. At last she vanished near the shores of the Crystal Sea. The news shook all of Eternia. Fisto, her brother, returned in fury. "I will have revenge!" Skeletor recognized an opportunity. He whispered into Fisto's ear that Adam alone was responsible. The warrior's hatred grew. Meanwhile, Skeletor dispatched Rosenkranz und Guildenstern, known as Two-Bad, to lure Adam into the prisons of the Fright Zone. But Adam escaped. Haha! There are more things in Grayskull and Snake Mountain than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Orko, his most faithful friend, remained by his side. Act 5. The Duel for Eternia. A ceremonial contest was held in the Great Throne Room. Zodak, serving as Master of Ceremonies, announced the combatants. Prince Adam versus Fisto! But Skeletor had secretly tampered with the weapons. One blade was poisoned. The duel began. Fisto wounded Adam. Adam seized the weapon and struck Fisto in return. As the poison spread, Fisto realized the truth. Oh, Skeletor has betrayed us both! But it was too late. Nearby stood a goblet intended for Adam. The sorceress reached for it. No! Do not drink! Skeletor cried. But she drank nonetheless. The poison worked swiftly. Oh, Adam! She died in her son's arms. Fisto spoke with his final breath. The traitor! Skeletor! Then Adam called upon his greatest power one last time. By the power of Grayskull! Lightning filled the throne room. Before the tyrant stood He-Man himself. With his remaining strength, he drove the power sword through Skeletor's chest. The Lord of Snake Mountain staggered backward. Here, thou incestuous, murderous, damned villain! Drink off this potion! Skeletor collapsed. Adam, however, had also received a mortal wound. He turned toward Orko. The rest is silence. Orko knelt beside his friend, tears in his eyes. Above Eternia, the power of Grayskull shone one final time. Then the spirit of Scareglow appeared once more. Now the balance is restored. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. The winds of Eternia grew still. Thus ended the tragedy of Prince Adam, He-Man, the hero whose struggle between duty, truth and vengeance determined the fate of an entire world. Perhaps the power of Grayskull is not the strength of muscle, nor the brilliance of the sword of power, nor the lightning that rends the heavens. Verdammt!